What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com. Still reeling from the voice issues I've had. I have damaged vocal cords, so I'm not going to be able to yell and scream. That might make some of you happy. Anyway, I want to go over this. Arnold Schwarzenegger sat down and had a little video conference and said that the judging in the IFBB is ruining bodybuilding. Essentially, you got bodybuilders with big guts looking like people don't want to look. Looking a certain way that people don't want to be a part of. You know, you got bodybuilders. I remember back when I first started training. Used to go into the gym, just a random gym. See pictures on the wall of Arnold Schwarzenegger, Frank Zane, Franco Columbu, Mike Menser. You'd see their beautiful physiques in all their glory. Vascularity, small waists, big shoulders, big arms, big pecs, quads. You look at them, even Dorian. You wanted to look like that. You wanted the beauty of that. You wanted the flow. Nowadays, you don't see bodybuilders on walls. You don't see these big freaks of nature in gyms. You don't see people saying they want to look like Kai Green. You see people saying, I don't want to get that big. No one said that when I was a kid. Everybody wanted to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Everybody wanted to look like Frank Zane. Everybody wanted to look like Franco Columbu. What have we done? Essentially, in every sport, things get bigger and things get better. In marathoning, the 4-minute mile used to be unapproachable. I've done a video on this. Now, we've had multiple people, dozens of people, run a 4-minute mile. In every sport, records are broken. Scoring records are slaughtered. Home runs are beaten, whether it's by drug use or by genetics or simply by breeding. People having babies, population going up, you're going to have more outliers. You're going to have more Phil Heaths out there, more Doug Millers, more genetic elites who find their place and find what they're good at. And find that they could be the next great thing. Bodybuilding is the same way. Not only have pharmaceuticals such as drugs, steroids, insulin, and all that progressed, but so have genetics. We have Phil Heath, arguably the greatest creation I've ever seen God create. The muscle bellies on Phil Heath make me cry out of jealousy, anger, and sheer amazement. The lat insertions of Kai Green. His lats inserted his fucking ass. How is that possible? How is that possible? The thin, freakishly invisible skin of Sean Roden. Wow. But in the process, we've had some side effects. They always say that with drugs. I'm not saying this is a metaphor, simile. Bear with me. It's not a drug statement. The stronger the drug, the higher the risk. The bigger the reward, the higher the risk. What has happened is we've created these beasts, these monsters. Public doesn't identify with it. We're also getting some weird shit. I don't know where the gut comes from. We've said it's GH. We've said it's insulin. We've said it's IGF. We've said it's too much food. I don't know why the fuck bodybuilders look like they're about to give birth. It's probably the amount of food. That's my guess. I don't fucking know. Like everybody else, I'm just guessing. We don't know if it's insulin. We don't know if it's GH. We don't know if it's IGF. Shit. I've been accused of having GH gut. I don't fucking take GH. I'm too fucking cheap to buy it. Would I? I don't know. I don't know. I can afford it, but I can't see myself dumping out 10 G's for a fucking prep. Fuck that. Anti-aging, I'd rather die rich than fucking inject GH. I just don't see the benefits for muscle growth. I just don't. But people swear by it, whatever. If GH causes gut, then my purported gut, what the fuck, right? Okay, so it's not GH. Whatever. What Arnold's getting at is the judging is making people like this. They keep rewarding the big guys. the unaesthetic, the people with the big waists. He pointed it right to Jim Manion. I've had some things to say on this channel about Jim Manion. I've heard some stories. I've seen some things over the years. Overall, I'm not going to diss you, Jim. Jim, you're running a big organization. Whether something goes good or something goes bad, you're going to be pointed to as the bad guy. And frankly, while you do dictate judging criteria, you cannot, as the head of the NPC or IFBB, go and tell the judges how to vote, or else you're fixing the shows. And the NPC, Jim, I'm not saying you're a part of this, because you're probably not. Local promoters in the NPC, other than people like Kevin DeHaven and really good guys, there are some promoters in the NPC and other organizations as well that are the dirtiest fucking slime bags I've ever had a part of knowing in my life. I'm not going to mention that guy in Georgia who's a shady motherfucker, and everybody knows it. He's honest about it too. He even said in his athletes meeting, unless you're on his team and you're from Georgia, you're not going to win his show. And if you speak up against him, he's going to ruin your career in bodybuilding. I'm not going to mention his name because if he sues me, I'll win. But I don't give a fuck to go to court with him. But he said it. He's a dirty, dirty person. He's ruining the sport. There's a lot of issues in bodybuilding. I don't really think, and I think we're going beyond bodybuilding. Why are bikini girls harder than figure girls at some shows? What the fuck is women's bodybuilding? Now we have physique, figures harder than bodybuilding. Those girls are fucking shredded. Basically, we're seeing people get better. So what do I think about what Arnold said? I think Arnold's a purist. Arnold wants bodybuilding to grow. Arnold is bodybuilding. Arnold sees what I see. And that's the fact that physique has taken over because people can look like that. But now what do you have in physique? The physique guys are bigger than bodybuilders now because they're getting bigger and better. They're coming in harder and harder with fucking Christmas tree backs. That's not what physique was meant to be. But that's the natural progression of the sport. To get a girl ready for a bikini show in the IFPA, I have to get her down to a level where she doesn't menstruate anymore. To simply place. Why? There's not this in NPC. Because it's gotten harder. It's gotten better. It's gotten more competitive. Do we dumb down the judging to keep people from getting better? Or do we let natural progression progress and limit our audience? I don't know the answer. I do agree with Arnold though. But let's be real. Bodybuilding screams steroids. Bodybuilding is a niche sport. Bodybuilding is like midget tossing. You're not going to get everybody from the community to go, but the people who do go really fucking like midget tossing. They're enthusiasts. They're diehards. They follow it. They ask us to send us their dirty send them our dirty underwear. They love us. They love bodybuilding. They love the sport. What happens to me as a competitor, as a mediocre? I am the greatest mediocre bodybuilder of all time. I'm known for conditioning. I keep it year-round. If they tell us not to get as conditioned, what the fuck am I going to do? I can't get better. I get a little bigger here and there, but I'm 34 years old. There's not much more I could do with this old body, man. I might be able to gain another 10, 15 pounds in my life, but once I hit like 41, 42, it's the best I got. So unless I can get drier, grainier, and harder, and look like something out of a fucking comic book, not even a fucking anatomy chart, what the fuck do I do? How do I get better? So the natural progression of getting better means creating a niche of a niche of a niche. And even the categories meant to mainstream, as they get better, will niche themselves out. Just like we have physique guys who are fucking huge and shredded now. Our bikini girls are fucking shredded. They don't menstruate. Which is good because you're going to save a ton of money on tampons. You don't have to worry about it ruining prom night. Not that high schoolers should be competing. So to Arnold's statements, I say he is partly correct. He is correct, actually. But let's be real here. As a sport develops and a sport grows, we had 60 home runs. How many home runs did fucking Barry Bonds hit? 67, 73? What the fuck? That's unheard of. That's unheard of. That's natural progression. And people watch baseball because they want to see shit like that. They want to see the best of the best. I do agree that the stomachs are out of hand. We need to do something about that. And we need to reward people for having small waists and wide shoulders. I agree. Bigger is better. And as things progress, it'll be more unattainable to the masses and the average. And when I say to the average, you chose to be average. You could better yourself and become closer to elite. You'll never be elite, but you'll be better than average. Fuck average. Bodybuilding's not an average sport. Bodybuilding's about beating the guy next to you by bringing a bigger, harder, grainier, nastier package. It should include a nice tight waist. But hey, that's up to Mannion and his judges to reward. I appreciate you watching this. While I agree with Arnold, I don't think we're going to stop this freight train. I think we're going to get bigger, we're going to get harder, and we're going to get better. I'm Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com. Because, well, fuck it. Looking like you're going to give birth on stage at 4% body fat, it's not a game.